Knurley.
Oh, man! Can you believe that? To the front, scores! Just like he can! Stekka Farken efter den, ring it up! Sepeti Dunade!
As we get set for game one of the opening round of the NOJHL playoffs between the Powassan Voodoos and the Soo Eagles. Kratz behind his own net. Plays it up. Hoff has it. Plays it out front. Now it's picked up by Roussel. Roussel with speed. Roussel through the neutral zone. He has another man with him. Takes the shot. Knurley makes the save, as that was the best looking chance so far for Powassan. So rims it around on the far side. It's Huxon. Huxon taken hard into the boards, but it looked like the Voodoo Kupal got the bad end there, and they score! A wicked tip there, and the Eagles are up 1-0 as Logan Stawinski gets his first of the playoffs.
And that's just effective movement in the Voodoo zone by the Eagles. They had much better pressure in the Voodoo zone from the start of the game.
And he'll pick it up. Siri, stretch pass for Nemisek. Now it's to Caulfield. Caulfield walking in. Caulfield to the shot. They score! Lucas Caulfield, that's his first of the playoffs here. It's 2-0 Soo Eagles.
And the Voodoos, they get a couple of good looks at 5-on-3, but have a hard time establishing any real amount of zone presence. And then what looks sort of like a nothing shot, Derek Champagne's not quite set.
Easily their best face-off man now is Pereira with some space. Pereira down the ice, had it easily knocked away from him. Now it's Saginaw. Saginaw with a chance. And the net completely knocked off its moorings. The referee says no goal. And the fans here not happy. Neither is Ryan Saginaw. Leaves it for Bagley. That one's off his skates, and he has to chase after it. Bagley, down the ice it goes. Now Burnett is a quick 2-on-1 for the Voodoos. Burnett walking in. Burnett with a shot. That one goes wide. Rebound chance. They score! Pavel Barclay! And the Voodoos are in flight. It's 2-1 on Barclay's first of the playoffs.
By crashing the net, you go to the net and good things can happen.
Now the other way, it's Caulfield. Caulfield overside. Big save, Champagne! Oh my goodness, Derek Champagne coming across with the blocker on a great chance. Dot for Provorozniak against Russo. And it's won by the Eagles. Stawinski walking in. Stawinski with a chance, he scores! Logan Stawinski gets his second of the game. It's now a 3-1 game on the power play. Now the puck comes out to Pereira, and the Eagles were looking for a hand pass. Pereira gets it down the ice. He has it to Dawson. Dawson in alone. Dawson saved by an early rebound. He scores! Caleb Dawson. It's 3-2 as Dawson gets his first of the playoffs.
What a heads-up play by Jax Pereira to make the play at the blue line.
Back for Peterson. Now Huxon has it. Huxon with some space, far side. Shot back towards the middle of the ice and is picked off by the Eagles again. Rebound, they score on the power play. Andon Marceau gets his first of the playoffs and gives a taunt to the crowd. It's now 4-2.
And a brutal sequence of events for the Voodoos.
Pereira in for the draw. It's 1 to Saginaw. Back for Roussel with a shot. That one goes past. They score! Dylan Roussel, his first of the playoffs. It's 4-3.
Outstanding stretch play with a pad. And Lefebvre couldn't quite get the elevation.
Off the draw, good chance. Rebound, Barclay. It's at the side of the net. Puck is still out. How did it stay out? The referee blowing it dead, as Barclay had a golden chance and Knurley stuck the pad out. Oh my goodness, early candidate for save of the playoffs. Kratz sends it cross ice, he gets it to Saginaw. Saginaw walking in. Saginaw out front for Pereira, he scores! Jax Pereira! It's tied at 4 on Pereira's first of the playoffs.
To turn around the other way.
Off the draw, it's won back by the Eagles. Shot from distance that goes in, and the Eagles snatch it back 5-4 as that puck rolled right past Champagne. Gets it down the ice for Kratz. Kratz carries it in, leaves it for Pereira. Near side, Roussel, save made by Knerly. Oh my goodness, what a save by the goaltender on that one.
Knerly has been lights out and continues to be lights out. The stretch past the glove, no rebound. And with that, the final buzzer coming to a close. And game one goes to the Soo Eagles. Home ice advantage is now theirs throughout the series.
NOJHL playoff highlights are brought to you by BrokerLink, auto, home, and business insurance. BrokerLink, life is confusing. Your insurance shouldn't be.
Average Joe's Eatery and Patio Bar is North Bay's only year-round lakefront restaurant. On the shores of beautiful Trout Lake, we have been serving delicious food and stunning views since 1999. Indulge in one of our delicious menu items or simply sit with a cocktail in hand and watch the beauty of Trout Lake before your eyes. Check us out online at averagejoes.net or visit us in person at 3501 Trout Lake Road, North Bay.
And we welcome you inside the Powassan Sportsplex for Saturday night hockey here in Powassan. Game 2 between the Powassan Voodoos and the Soo Eagles, where the Voodoos find themselves down 1-0 in this series after a great effort by the Eagles yesterday, specifically Jace Knerly in net. He has a .400 goals against average after that game and a .938 save percentage. Absolutely standing on his head for the Soo Eagles. I'm Courtney Kenny, joined by Harrison Clements and our camera operator Mike Brown. The Voodoos lost last night, Harrison. It's not a great number for the Voodoos. It pushes their playoff streak losing streak back to game 1 of the NOJHL Finals versus the Greater Sudbury Cubs in 2024. They were swept last year in the opening round of the Hearst Lumberjacks, so they are currently on a 9-game losing streak in the playoffs.
And it's certainly something they need to start turning around, as Game 2 is taking place here at the Powassan Sportsplex, and we're going to have a little bit of shifting throughout the lineup for the Voodoos, as we're going to see tonight Cole Vrugdenhill taking the net for the Powassan Voodoos. Last night it was Derek Champagne, so the Voodoos getting a different look between the pipes. This will be Vrugdenhill's first NOJHL playoff game. He's played throughout the regular season for the Voodoos, and he's also spent some time in the OHL with the North Bay Battalion. Vrugdenhill has really come into this league and shown he is a more than capable goaltender. Just talking a little bit about the performance of Jace Knerly last night, he faced 64 shots and saved 60 of them. An absolutely lights-out performance, facing 18 in the first period, 21 in the second, and then 25. But the other storyline, not just the saves, but the special teams really proved to be the difference maker between these two squads. Powassan went 0 for 5 on the power play, including one instance of 3-on-5 play. Meanwhile, the Eagles capitalized on 2 out of their 3 chances.
Before we go back to Vrugdenhill here, we'll talk about as well Raphael Landry's coming into the lineup as we get set here for puck drop. The horn going off a couple of times there. Raphael Landry is stepping into the lineup as Carter Zimmer is out of the lineup. And on the other side, Ethan Hoff is out of the lineup for the Eagles, assuming pending a suspension. We're not sure how long that might run, if more than a game. It seems to me like there's some suspensions coming out of all the playoff series right now. Caleb Dawson, he's one of the playoff veterans for the Voodoos. Him and Justin Russo are the only 2 players left from the team that went to the finals against the Cubs a couple of years ago. He netted his first playoff goal last night. It was shorthanded. It was a beauty. You saw it in the highlight reel. Also, speaking of Vrugdenhill, his last outing was a 5-1 win on the Iroquois Falls Storm last Saturday in the regular season finale. Battalion prospect as well. Jax Pereira's off to a great playoff start with 1 goal and 2 assists in game 1. But on the other side, the Soo Eagles, Andon Marceau put up 3 points last night. Micah Siri from the back end put up 3 points. Logan Stawinski put up 2 points. Colton Huxton put up 2 points, and Lucas Caulfield as well. So the Eagles are soaring high right now as well, Harrison.
Absolutely. It was an offensive show last night. Big difference maker tonight for the Voodoos is if you can deny those zone entries, the Eagles took a lot of space crossing over through neutral ice and into the Voodoo zone and just capitalizing on those power play chances. The Voodoos were one of the, if not the best team on the penalty kill in the regular season with an 83.6 kill percentage, and we didn't exactly see that last night.
We did not. We're going to get set here for the national anthems, as we will hear the American and Canadian anthems here at the Sportsplex. We'll be back on the other side of this.
Canadian national anthems. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the rampart we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bomb bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us commend. Canto grosse porter la paix, il sait porter la croix. Ton histoire est une épopée des plus brillants exploits. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
And again, huge thanks to Paul Peruno for not having to belt out one but both national anthems here, as again the Soo Michigan Eagles are in town for this playoff series. After last night's win, the Eagles are now 2-1 at the Sportsplex this year, where the Voodoos are 2-0 at the Polar Stadium in Soo, Michigan. So I mentioned that off the hop of the broadcast, so maybe home ice advantage might be a little tough for the Voodoos here.
I mean, it wouldn't be the first series that we saw in the playoffs for the Voodoos where playing away ended up being the golden ticket for the Voodoos. But either way, looking to get off to a bit better of a start, a bit more consistent game tonight. It looks like we're going to see the return of two mainstay lines. Last night we saw the shifting of Jesse Lefebvre with Caleb Dawson and Justin Russo, and it looks like the base lines from the regular season will return with Dawson and Pereira and Sagna, and then Russo and Lefebvre, and birthday boy, Heath Bradley.
Yes, happy birthday to Heath Bradley. I'm sure he'd want nothing more than to even the series up here at 1. I'm sure that's what he wished for when he blew out the candles on the cake. As we are underway, the Eagles in their road white jerseys are going left to right. The Voodoos in their home greens are going right to left. And quickly the Eagles trying to get out of their zone. They do get it down the ice, but it's golfed to the other side by Roussel to Russo. And now the puck sent right back into the Eagles zone. Rimming it around, it'll come back out to Roussel in the neutral zone. Roussel in a bit of trouble there. That will go for offside if Caulfield plays it, but he's knocked off the puck by Kupal, who I thought had a heck of a game yesterday for the Voodoos. Didn't show up on the score sheet, but he did throw his weight around, that's for sure. As the puck back down the ice, it's going to roll in on Vrugdenhill. He'll get his first touch of the game, and he calmly knocks it over to Bagley. Bagley out of his own zone, tried to play it down, it's given away, and now he knocks his man off the puck. They're trying to get it out front. Now they do. Good save made by Vreugdenhil as he's tested here early.
And what we saw there was an example of something the Eagles were taking advantage of a lot in game one, was finding ways to get open, finding ways to force turnovers in the Voodoos end. Vreugdenhil able to track that one well. Not too much velocity, but still staying on top of it.
Now into the corner, the puck. It's Peterson sending it cross ice, picked up on the far side. The Eagles trying to get it to the middle of the ice. Now it's flipped up in the air. Head gets it out though, and they'll have to chase down after it. It's Marceau. Marceau sending it right back the other way. Peterson gets to it. Head knocking him towards the boards. And the puck comes out again. Now Stawinski walking in on a broken play. Stawinski cutting to the net. Vreugdenhil making another save. And now the puck back to the point, thrown across the zone. Huxton sends it right back in. Another chance. That one was blocked by Jasoni. He's going to play the puck down the ice now. Looking up. He was trying to get it to Head. Now it's Lefebvre against Peterson. Sending it right back in. The Voodoos on their heels to start this game. It's Bruce Gray on the far side. Now it's Head to Dawson. Dawson going for escape. Puck is knocked away from him. He'll chase back after it. He gets it over now to Roussel. Roussel in his own zone. Roussel lost the puck, sending it right back in. Kratz will get to it though. And now Kratz through the neutral zone. Kratz still has a piece of it. He's going to turn around. Kratz going far side. Roussel with a shot, and Kennerly had to make a big save on that one. Far side, Voodoos trying to get some pressure going. It's Clark on the near side. Clark will send it all the way down. That'll roll in on Vreugdenhil though, and that will go for icing, they say, as I thought that hit Vreugdenhil's stick. But if you're the Voodoos, you won't look a gift horse in the mouth.
Absolutely not, and just clipping off the outside of the net. Good zone establishment quickly from the Voodoos. Kratz taking his time entering, creating that space, and then getting the pass over for the one-time clapper from Roussel. Not something we see often from him. He's got a wicked wrist shot. It's not often he uncorks one like that.
And sometimes when he has, we've seen him fan on it, but he got all of that one, and Kennerly had to be strong on that. Again, we talked about it last night, how many times we've seen him make big saves in this building. So off the draw, Schneider, the hero last night, he had the game winner, sends the puck to the far side. It's Clark. Clark lost it. It's Barclay now. Barclay behind the net, lost it to Clark. Clark from his own zone calmly carries it up, sends it up now, and that's Bell. It's knocked away from him. Barclay got to it. Barclay trying to get it to Burnett. Burnett couldn't hold on to it, so they're just going to dump it in. Far side, Schneider. Back to Clark. Clark near side, quick pass up, and now it's Bell. Bell going for escape. Barclay trying to get it from him. It's knocked off Barclay, and it's back for Clark. Clark twisting and turning in his own zone. He'll play it down the ice. Knocked away from him. Kupal's out now. Kupal up for Landry. Now it's back to Kupal. Kupal walking in. Kupal with a shot from distance. And Kennerly will cover that one up. And we'll get a stoppage here.
And something that Kupal, Rousseau, and Bradley line is so good at is dictating the pace of play when they're out there on the ice. They're able to slow things down, crunch along the boards, or even there, Kupal knows he needs to get the shot off, get the change in, and get fresh legs in the zone.
Rousseau in for the draw. He'll go up against Caesar on the far side. Now it's one back to Bradley. He gets it to Jasoni. Jasoni will send it in. It's going to come around to the near side to Walsh. Walsh pokes it forward. Kupal comes in and sends it right back in. But now it's Watson up to Walsh. Knocked away from him. Gray has it. Gray. Cross ice to Jasoni. Jasoni. Up for Bradley. Bradley. He'll get it out of the zone. And it's up for Rousseau. He couldn't quite get to it. Now it's back for Vreugdenhil to play. Vreugdenhil out of his net. Gets it to Jasoni. Jasoni will send it around on the far side. And Head will send it down the ice. That's just out of the reach of Kupal, but they said it touched him, so no icing. Watson battling for it with Kupal and Bradley. Now the puck squirts loose to the near side. Zaharias. He'll flip it down the ice. Now through the neutral zone. Provorozniak with the puck. Provorozniak to the far side. Twists and turns. Now he throws it in deep for Caulfield. Caulfield knocked off the puck as Roussel gets to it. Roussel trying to get to Bradley is kept in by Siri. Siri with a shot from distance. That hit the post. Provorozniak now. Provorozniak battling for it. Head gets to it. It'll come to Bradley on the near side. Bradley. He's going to cut up, stop, get it up to Roussel. Roussel trying to get a lane to the net. Couldn't quite get there. And the puck's knocked away from him. Now it's Provorozniak. Got it, lost it to Kratz on the far side, just at the top of the Voodoo zone. Now it's played back for Head. Head Near side to Roussel. Roussel, he'll just flip it down, and the puck will bounce and catch an edge, and that will not go for icing, they'll say. As now Boys comes in along with Lefebvre. Lefebvre comes away with the puck. Lefebvre knocked off the puck though, and the Eagles pick it back up. Back the other way it goes. Povorozniak up for Nemechek. Nemechek sends it in cross ice. Povorozniak now on the far side. Lost it to Brown. Brown tried to poke it forward, couldn't. Now it's picked up by Pereira. Pereira to Lefebvre. Lefebvre will gain the red line and dump it in and peel off for a change. Now it's Clark. Far side. Schneider couldn't get it out as Dawson was there. Now it's Saginaw. Saginaw back to Pereira. Pereira into the corner with Peterson. He sends it around behind the net. It's stuck there. Now at the end wall. Dawson battling for it. Schneider in there as well. Peterson as well. It comes loose. The Eagles get to it. Pereira is going to knock his man down, and then he's taken down. Saginaw still trying to get to it. He lost it. And Stawinski gets it up. Nice pass now to Peterson. Peterson cutting to the net. Peterson scores! Getting it past Rugdenhill. He powered his way to the front of the net. And Jacob Peterson gets his second of the series.
A nice couple of looks down at the other end for the Voodoos, but again, just getting caught in transition, getting caught off the rush, not gapping properly, not taking the man enough, and it develops into a mini 2-on-1, and then Peterson, just with the shoulder drop power move, is able to get his way through to Cole Rugdenhill.
I'd like to point out at this point, too, the Voodoos have yet to hold a lead in this series. And now they have their work cut out for them again. Bradley, he'll dump it in. Goes around on the far side. Watson, knocked off the puck. Chico, battling for it. Kupal battling in there as well. Watson comes out to Bell. Bell knocked off the puck, still battling Watson and Kupal. And they come away with it. There's Chico, lost it to Bradley. Bradley couldn't get it to settle down. Now it's flipped down the ice, and the Eagles will pick it up. It's Gold. Gold. Flipping it down the ice, and Gray will get a piece of it and get it to Kupal. Now it's up for Russo. Russo battling for the puck still. Now it's picked up by Kupal. Kupal made Gold blow a tire, and he's just going to twist and turn at the top of the line, and now he's knocked to the ice. Now it's Gold the other way. Gold, as there's a delayed penalty coming to the Voodoos here. I wonder if we have the same refereeing crew from yesterday, as that'll go for interference against the Voodoos.
And they're probably going to say that that hit was a touch late on Gold by Bradley. And this ever-deadly Eagles power play gets to work once again, going 2 for 3 yesterday, operating at 66.7%, the highest in the playoffs so far, albeit after one game. They did get scored against shorthanded with that Pereira to Dawson connection, but you can't be giving a team that's been so effective up to this point a chance at 5-on-4. 13:55 remaining in this period as we deliberate a little bit before going in for the draw on the Voodoos' end.
A lot less shots at this point as well. It's only 3-2 in favor of the Eagles. However, the Eagles are still converting on a ridiculous high percentage right now. They're just waiting to get it up on the board, the penalty. It's up there now. Head coming in for the draw. Now it's won back by the Eagles. Povorozniak at the point, making some space for himself at the half wall. Povorozniak walks in, takes a shot. Rugdenhill saw that one, and he'll glove it down, and we'll get a stoppage here.
Part of what the Eagles' power play is so effective at doing is finding that soft ice, finding those passing lanes. We saw it on the second power play goal of the game yesterday. I believe it was by Marceau.
Bagley with the puck off the draw. He'll rim it around and send it all the way down to Cannerly. Cannerly out to play it. He'll leave it for Siri. Siri in his own zone. Getting set up here. Micah Siri going for a skate, gets it to Nemechek. Nemechek to the near side. A good stick there by Brown. Knocked that pass away. Now he'll send it down the ice. He had Head sprung, but it was just out of his reach. Now Head in. Cannerly plays it all around to the near side. Pass Pereira. Now it's Stawinski walking in. Stawinski leaves it to Povorozniak. He has a lane. Decided not to take it. He's knocked down by Pereira, and the Voodoos will send it to the blue line and out. As Pereira throwing his weight around a little bit there. Cannerly plays the puck to Siri in his own zone. Siri With a minute left on the man advantage, he'll leave it for Watson. Watson through the neutral zone now. He got around Russo. Walking in, Watson takes the shot. Rugenhill saw that one. He'll make another save here. Already his 5th shot against here.
Voodoo's doing a good job at stopping up plays at the blue line, forcing those distance shots and killing plays in the corners, even going for a quick little rush themselves. So far, an effective kill from Powassan. Shots 5-2 now.
Russo in for the draw. He wins it back to Kratz. Kratz has it hop on him. And now Russo can't quite get there as Watson will get there. And we'll see a call against the Eagles with 48 seconds left on the power play. So now it's 4-on-4 for 48 seconds.
So a little bit more open ice. We saw an instance of 4-on-4 yesterday that remained scoreless. Regardless, the Voodoos will have an abbreviated power play after this 48 seconds is up. And well, there's no quicker way to kill a penalty than draw one yourself, so a bit of respite for the Voodoos.
Justin Russo doing what Justin Russo does. Saginaw in for the draw. He wins it back. It's Roussel at the point. Roussel with a shot. That's blocked. Now a bouncing puck comes out to Saginaw with a shot. Kennerly making a big save there. Probably his toughest of the game so far.
And a nice opportunity for the Voodoos. They get the initial shot, and then they get the follow-up chance as well, putting Kennerly to work.
Face-off coming on the far side now. Kennerly's blocker hand. Saginaw for the draw. Dawson and Gold getting a little hostile before the draw. And it's one back now for Roussel. Roussel tried a nifty move, lost the puck, but he still has it. Now it's back for Kratz. Kratz, he'll leave it back for Roussel. Roussel with a shot from distance, looking for the tip, and that one's fired wide. Now it's Saginaw. Saginaw gets it over to Roussel, or to Kratz. Kratz, he's twisting and turning at the line. He'll dump it in deep. Dawson's there to get that behind the net. Dawson out front, no one was there, and now Kratz will poke it back in. Trying to poke it back out. Kratz doing a one-man job of keeping it in. It's Saginaw. Saginaw in the corner. He'll play it back for Kratz. Kratz to the near side for Roussel. Roussel takes a shot. Rebound chance. It's in the feet of Dawson, or Saginaw rather. And now we're going to see the Voodoos on the power play. The Eagles. Huxon. He'll send it right down the ice. He was looking for Peterson, but now it comes around to Rugenhill. Rugenhill will leave it there. Roussel will poke it forward to Kratz. Kratz in his own zone. Plays it up, trying to get it to Saginaw. That one's off the stick of Clark as he read that one perfectly, and it's out of play.
A nice bit of movement from that 4-on-4 unit between having Kratz and Roussel out there, creating the space along the boards, finding those lanes for a couple of chances, but nothing doing as there's just over 50 seconds remaining in this shortened power play for Powassan.
Bradley wins it back to Jasoni. Jasoni will play it to the far side for Bagley. Bagley, he'll dump it in. And that'll come around for Clark. Clark sealing the wall is Dawson. Clark can't quite get it away from Bradley now. Bradley battling in the corner. It's up against the wall. Still battling for that puck. Dawson in there as well. He's taking some abuse from Clark. Now it's in the skates of Jasoni. Jasoni knocked off the puck, and the Eagles will send it all the way down the ice. Rugenhill plays it. Plays across ice now for Saginaw. Saginaw up for Bradley. Bradley leaves it for Dawson. Dawson had it on his stick, roll away. Now it's Bradley. In for Jasoni. Jasoni behind the net is Bradley picking it up. Now it's back near side. Dawson still on the ice, stuck by Clark. Clark all over him. Now it's Jasoni. Jasoni tried to get a backhand away, missed the net badly. Now it's back down the ice for Bagley. Bagley into the neutral zone. Back over to Dawson on the near side. Dawson goes cross ice. He had Bradley on a lane, but it's away from him. Bradley trying to kick it back. We're back to 5-on-5. The Voodoos continue to be 0-for on the power play in this series. Caulfield in his own zone now, trying to settle things down. We'll play it to the far side for Huxon. Now it's a late hit by Caulfield. And we're going to see a penalty called here as Caulfield really late on the play on Bradley. It's going to be a high stick, but still late on the play.
Just out there on the corner, and Voodoos getting another chance on the power play this time. Unless, of course, they send things a 4-on-4 themselves, will get the full 2 minutes to try and score.
Bradley trying to show that he's bleeding. I don't think he is. So they're going to say nice try. And he'll go off. Sorry, go ahead, Harrison.
Only gets the one gift on his birthday. Still something the Voodoos could very well like to cash in on.
Draw one, back to Kratz. Kratz. Far side now for Pereira. Pereira and Kratz will change spots. Back to Kratz on the far side. Kratz walks in. Kratz can't get the shot away. He does on a weakened shot. And Connerly will come away with the save on that. And we'll get a bit of a scrum after the whistle as well, as Kratz was deposited onto the ice. And now we're going to see another penalty called. I think this one's going... It looks like it's going to go to the Voodoos, I think.
Looks like it's going to remain.
No, never mind.
5-on-4, just pointing to the draw being outside of the zone. It's not the first time we've seen a couple of scrums like so. We saw a few after the whistles yesterday.
Peterson being shown out of the dot for Nemesek. Nemesek and Russo. Now Russo's going to come out of the dot, and we're going to get Pereira in. Pereira. It's over for Russo on the far side, but the Eagles get it and knock it back out. Now it's Kratz in the neutral zone. Kratz twisting and turning. Still has the puck. He overskated it. Now it's Pereira. Pereira to the near side for Roussel. Roussel walks in. Roussel got a shot away. That one was blocked. Puck still loose. Now it's back to Kratz at the line. Kratz, he fanned on his pass cross ice, and the Eagles will send it down the ice. Vreugdenhil out to play it. Vreugdenhil trying to settle things down now. He'll leave it for Kratz to pick up. Kratz from his own zone up for Roussel. Roussel on the outside wall. Back for Kratz. Kratz over to Pereira. Pereira to the top of the point. Now Pereira tried to get it through traffic. It's picked up by the Eagles. Down the ice it goes again. Vreugdenhil getting a workout here. Plays it around for Pereira. Pereira behind the net. He had Provorozniak on him, got away from him. Now Pereira carrying the puck up the ice. Pereira cuts to the middle. Pereira lost the puck, can't get it out of the zone though as the Eagles, and now it's in the corner. Boys still battling in the corner. 3 Voodoos in there, 2 Eagles. It comes loose to Bradley. Bradley playing it back to Kratz. Quickly for Roussel. Roussel with a shot. Rebounds there. Bradley can't get it. Now the Eagles will come out with it again, and down the ice once again it goes. Vreugdenhil tried to pass it up, lost it in his skates. So now it'll be Kratz, and the Voodoos will change the unit. Saginaw on the far side. Saginaw now up for Dawson. Dawson at the top of the point. Now he's into the half wall. Plays it back for Bagley. Bagley to Saginaw. Saginaw over to Bagley. Bagley with a shot. That one goes wide. We're back to 5-on-5. And the offer continues for the Voodoos on the power play. Bradley trying to play it out front. Now it's to Saginaw. Saginaw, nifty little move. Got around into the corner. Now it's out front. Good chance that one goes wide. Dawson plays it to Saginaw. Saginaw back for Dawson on the half wall. He'll throw it back to the point. Another shot from distance. That's blocked before it could get there. Now Stawinski up the ice for Gold. Back to Stawinski. Stawinski walking in. Stawinski tried to feather it cross ice. Now it's bouncing in the slot. Comes back around Stawinski. Stawinski with a shot. That one goes wide. Now it's picked up by Landry. Landry, as now we'll see a Eagle on the ice. Bagley the other way. Bagley with a shot. Kicked aside by Connerly. Another rebound. Puck still loose. No call coming yet. Voodoo's getting a couple of whacks at it. Played around by Barclay. Bagley will get to it. Bagley at the point. He'll play it in deep, and that'll go behind the net for Watson. Watson lost it. Now trying to get it out front was Barclay. No one was there. Now Schneider the other way. Down the ice it goes. Brown picks it up in his own zone. He'll play it up for Bagley. Bagley. He'll gain the red line and peel off for a change as he dumps it in. Now it's going to be Burnett on the far side. Burnett to Barclay. Barclay lost it. Now it's picked up by the Eagles trying to get it out. They do. Just barely, as that one nearly went out of play. Landry with it. Landry threw it to the far side. That one hopped away from Barclay. Barclay tried to get it from Schneider. Now it's again the other way. Flipped back in by the Voodoos. And the Eagles will pick it up in their own zone again. Right down the ice, Schneider got it to his man Boberg. Now it's knocked away from Roussel. Still battling. Boys along the wall. Boys, he'll play it to the far side for Roussel. Roussel He'll flip it down for Head. Head chasing after it. Head back for Lefebvre. Lefebvre had it knocked away from him. Now he'll throw it back towards the net. That'll roll in on Cannerly, and he'll cover it up. And we'll get a stoppage here, and this should also bring us to our mid-period break. So we'll be back with more on the other side of this.
And we welcome you back from the little mid-period break. Scoreline currently 1-0 for the Soo Eagles with 6:19 remaining in this initial period of play. But there's two other matchups going around the NOJHL tonight, so let's take a look at those. 5.5 left in the first period with the Hearst Lumberjacks leading over the Espanola Paper Kings 1-0, and the Timmins Rock hold a similar scoreline 1-0 over the Soo Thunderbirds with 5:40 left in the first period. And both those teams also leading in their series as well with victories last night. That Thunderbirds Rock game went to overtime.
Off the draw, the Voodoos won it, but it's Caulfield all the way down. Big hit by Kratz on the far side. Now it's Roussel. Roussel in his own zone. He blows a tire and gets absolutely hit up high by Povorozniak. Now there's going to be another penalty coming here against the Eagles, as you just hope that Dylan Roussel's okay to go, as he blew a tire on the trip and then he was absolutely run over while he was already falling over.
Just a mess of bodies in the slot there. And the Voodoos 0 for 7 in the series so far. Had a couple of good looks this game, had a couple of good looks last game. Rinse, repeat, trying to finally crack that goose egg, get the Eagle off their back, and tie this game up at 1.
Bradley in for the draw. He drew the last penalty. He plays it back to Bagley. Bagley, he'll walk the line, play it back for Saginaw. Now it's out front. Jasoni with a shot. That one's blocked. Puck still loose in the slot. It bounces over to Dawson on the far side. Dawson back to Bagley. Bagley, Saginaw. Saginaw tried to get a shot away. That one bounced off a body back to the point to Bagley. Back for Dawson. Pitch and catch now back to Bagley. Bagley to Dawson. Dawson got a shot away. Now Saginaw wide open net. He took his time off the post. If he had let that go just a moment sooner. Bagley, far side now for Dawson. Dawson with a shot. And now we see another body on the ice. That's another penalty coming up to the Eagles. Dawson. Bagley, back to Dawson. Dawson to Bagley. Takes another shot. Rebound, it's in front. Now it's another chance. They blew it dead, but still Cannerly had made the save had the shot come through. But they still blew the puck dead just before the shot got away.
And an excellent sequence of shots and chances for the Voodoos. And just like we saw last game, another opportunity at 5-on-3. Just over a minute remaining in the initial penalty. If there's any time, it's got to be now. As some good looks from the Voodoos. An excellent shot by Ryan Saginaw. And it doesn't quite go in.
Rousseau for the draw. He's being shown out to Pereira again. Man, they really like to kick out centermen in the series so far. Out. Back to Roussel. Off for Kratz. Kratz takes a shot up high. That one went wide. And it's picked up by Huxon. Huxon can't get it out, though. Boy still has it. Now it comes loose to Huxon. Good stick by Rousseau. Gets it back to Pereira. Pereira out for Kratz. Kratz trying to get it through for Roussel. He does, and that one hits off the side of the net and goes out of play. As the Voodoos still have some good chances here on the 5-on-3, but yet to figure out how to score on the power play.
And that's the play you want to be making, a shooting threat like Kratz down the middle with the one challenger. Yeah, Roussel just teed up, trying to get that one past Cannerly, and again, robbing the Voodoos with that lateral movement.
Rousseau in for the draw again, and they're already going to call a violation now on. So Rousseau comes out of the draw again. He's going to come out for Pereira. Pereira wins it back to Roussel, gets it to Kratz. Kratz setting up shop to the far side for Pereira. Pereira back over for Boys. Boys couldn't get a shot away. Boys leaves it for Kratz. Now it's far side for Pereira. Back to Boys. Boys to Pereira. Pereira, he'll take a shot that hit a body. Didn't make it through. Now it's Boys. Boys will play it on the far side for Rousseau. Rousseau to Kratz. Kratz back to Roussel. Roussel with a shot. He picked his corner. That one went wide. Now it's Pereira. Pereira back for Kratz. Kratz walking into the corner. Kratz set up. Back to Roussel at the point. Roussel to Boys. Boys back to Roussel. He lets it go. That one goes wide. How many chances go wide on this power play? Boys back to Roussel. It's 5-on-4. Roussel gets a shot away. Knerly makes the save. And the Voodoos did not get a shot on the 5-on-3 in that sequence because they missed the net 3 times in a row.
I don't know if there was an updraft near the net of the Eagles, but it kept rising the puck over the net each time. They got a few clean looks when nothing could find its way between the pipes except for the final shot that was gloved down by Knerly.
Now another draw. It's knocked out, but not far as Bagley armed it down. Now it's Saginaw playing it back to the point, getting it past Dawson. Now it's a rush the other way for the Eagles. Nemesek walks in. Nemesek tries to get around Bagley. Good stick by Bagley. He knocked that one away. Now Bagley's in his own zone. Bagley got it down the ice. It's away from Saginaw, and they'll just dump it right back in. Vrugden Hill out to play it. To Bagley. Bagley behind his net. The Voodoos have had 2 5-on-3s in this series and still have yet to score. Now it's played to Jasoni with a shot. That one snatched out of the air by Knerly.
And a prime chance, nice little chip pass, a bit of a bobbled puck. And Jasoni can't find a way to beat Knerly's glove down Main Street. Just a few seconds remaining in this power play. Voodoos dangerously close to going 0 for 9 in the series on the power play.
And that's just unacceptable in the playoffs. Bradley, especially when you were clicking as one of the hottest power plays in the league. Bagley from the point takes a shot. Knerly on the ice. Puck still there. Rebounds, digging away at it. No call coming. Now they whistle it dead. And now we see some rough stuff after the whistle. And that's what's bound to happen when you let it go as long as it does. I think Dawson down on the ice, he's not moving. Now he's good to go. Bradley having some words with his man. That's gold. We'll have to see if anything comes out of this. 3:10 left. Guess what? 0 for 9 on the power play.
Shots currently sitting at 12 for 5 and still a 1-0 scoreline at this point. We've seen repeated scrums and scrambles and tussles and whatchamacallit after so many of those whistles, so many of those bobbled pucks in front of Knerly. The Eagles, the Voodoos, they just dive towards it, hoping that a puck will squeak out. And so far in this series, nothing has.
.310 on the clock, 1-0 here for the Eagles on a goal by Jacob Peterson earlier. Head in for the draw against Gold. Now it's won back by the Eagles. Schneider plays it around on the far side. That'll get past Brown, but he'll pick it up in his own zone. Brown to the near side for Gray. Gray, he'll flip it down the ice, trying to get it to Boys, but that one was well out of his reach. Now it's Clark to the far side for Bell. Bell, he'll gain the red line, dump it in. Now it's near side for the Eagles. Sharp angle chance. That puck bounces up and over the net. They're going to say high stick for the Eagles, as that was batted out of the air. That one could have been dangerous.
Played with the high stick behind the net, just trying to pop the puck loose, but certainly the play is going to be called dead, and the face-off will come near the near side boards just outside of the Voodoo zone. Golden for the draw for the Eagles.
He's got Head on the other side for the Voodoos. And Head wins it back to Gray. Gray, he'll poke it forward. Now it's Dumped right back into the Voodoos zone. Vroogdenhill knocks it down, plays it for Brown. Now it's Gray. Gray up for Boys. Got it to Head. Head couldn't get it very far as Gold will pick it back up. Now Head had it knocked away from him. Gray up for Head. Head will golf it in, but not past the blue line of the Eagles zone. Now it's Clark playing it back for Schneider. Down the ice it goes, and that one will bounce past Brown. And now Gray in a foot race with Gold. Gold got it out front. No one was there. Head knocked it off of Gray. And now it's Brown the other way to Burnett. Burnett nearly blew a tire. He'll get a shot away on Connerly, who will kick it out of play, and we'll get a stoppage here with 2:03.
If you're trying to look at positives, if you're a Voodoos fan, they've done a much better job of staying outside of their end, aside from the one goal that's on the board. They've been clearing pucks more effectively, but they just can't find Connerly.
Landry lost the draw. It's picked up by Siri, and down the ice it goes. Roussel trying to get it to settle down. Now Caulfield gets around him. Caulfield out front, good chance, but they couldn't connect as they got the puck through into the slot, and it just bounced away. Now a chance again. Nemesek trying to get a shot away. Can't. Now it's picked up the other way for Burnett. Burnett. He'll just dump it in. Barkley was there. He'll chase after it. Siri will get there as well. Siri trying to get it out, but Barkley knocked him into the boards. Now on the near side, it's Huxon. Huxon knocked away from the puck. Roussel, he gets knocked over by a freight train on the Eagles there. Now it's Barkley the other way. Barkley walking in. Barkley tried to feather it out front. Now it's Roussel. Roussel over the net. Now it's just bouncing there. Rebound, they score! Pavel Barkley, and the Voodoos are in flight on his second of the playoffs. It's knotted at one.
We've seen the Voodoos have a lot of success off the rush in this series so far, whether it's shorthanded, whether it's bouncing back from a goal in yesterday's game, and a play driven by Roussel, and doesn't have to look pretty, but a little game of follow the bouncing puck, pops up in the air, almost gets behind, and then Voodoos just enough to bury it, and a much needed goal to bring us to a minute 11 left in this first period. If you left this period without getting anything on the board, that would have felt pretty bad if you were Powassan. Shot 14-6.
It's all ones. Minute 11, 1-1, period one.
Game two.
Game two. Yeah, Pavel Barkley scored the first goal for the Voodoos yesterday as well. Also Vroogdenhill with a save there. Zacharias tried to get a shot through. Bradley blocked it. Now it's Watson in his own zone. Watson will send it down the ice. It's picked up by Begley and sent right back down. But now the Eagles have it. Now Rousseau trying to battle his way through. Couldn't quite get it. Now he does to Bradley. Bradley tried to toe drag around Marceau. Couldn't. Now Marceau will send it back into his own zone for Zacharias. Zacharias down the ice for Peterson. Peterson walking in. Peterson cutting to the middle. He'll just take a shot. That's well high and over the net. Now it's Bradley. Bradley tried to get it past Zacharias. It's blocked by Rousseau. Rousseau to the far side for Kupal. Kupal on the rush. Walking in. Kupal. Nifty move. Kupal can't get a shot away though, as he got around his defenseman on a nice move. Now it's the other way for Peterson again. 20 seconds. Peterson around Jasoni. Jasoni's skate got it. And now Jasoni tripped up. No call coming on that one as we see a pile of bodies as Jasoni is very slow to get up. Down the ice it goes again. Up for Peterson. Can't quite get it. Bagley gets to it. 5 seconds left. That should do it here for this opening frame of game number 2. We're all knotted at one after 20 minutes of play. And Kupal has something to say to Gold as he skates by and gives him a little shot as well right at the end of the period. Harrison, it's time for the patented question. Your thoughts after 20 minutes of play?
Well, it's been a physical game and it's been a fast game, and it's been a game that could have been extended by a lot more. The Voodoos still plagued by their power play woes, 0 for 9 over the past 4 periods of play, but they do find a way to get back in it, and off a bit of a broken play started by Dylan Roussel and then assist by Raphael Landry and buried by Pavel Barkley, they find a way to tie things up at one, still heavily outshooting their opponent, but having difficulty beating the star in net, Jace Connerly. Jacob Peterson with the goal for the Eagles, assisted by Andon Marceau and Logan Szynski. So, an exciting, fast-paced game so far. And the Voodoos just hoping to eventually get something through on that power play. It's got to be difficult to be moving the puck around, getting these grade A looks and not bearing anything. But nonetheless, they've been defending a lot better than game one, and they've been spending a lot of time in the Eagles zone. So those are all positives. But again, it was a very, very tight second period yesterday. First half dominated by the Voodoos, second by the Eagles. So we'll see what we get here in the second set of 20 minutes.
All right, thank you very much, Harrison. We'll be back on the other side of the opening intermission right after this.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Powassan Sportsplex. I'm Harrison Clements, joined by Courtney Kenny and our wonderful cameraman, Mike Brown. We have a 1-1 game after 20 minutes in Game 2 of the NOJHL playoffs between the Soo Michigan Eagles and the Powassan Voodoos. But there is a couple other games going on around the league. The Timmins Rock lead 1-0 after one period of play against the Soo Thunderbirds. That game went to overtime yesterday with the Rock taking the decision, so they also lead 1-0 in the series. Same can be said for the Hearst Lumberjacks, who are leading 2-0 over the Espanola Paper Kings after 20 minutes of play. Just the two goal scorers so far tonight for either squad. The one for the Eagles being Jacob Peterson, and Pavel Barclay nodding things up at the 18:44 mark for the Voodoos. Assists go to Raphael Landry and Dylan Roussel on that play. It's been a tight game. The Voodoos have had, once again, a couple looks on the power play, and looking is all they have unfortunately been able to do when given the man advantage. So hoping the tides turn for them in that respect, but it's been a highly offensive game. Shots 14-6 for Powassan, so the offense is there, just the ability to be Knurley has been lacking. So, with that being said, we're going to hopefully see another fast-paced period of play between these two. The second period was action-packed yesterday with the Voodoos dominating pace of play through the initial 10 minutes of play, and then the Soo Eagles ended up bouncing back and taking the lead entering the third period. So, Courtney, what did you see in the first, and what are you excited to see going forward?
Well, the Voodoos kept up the pressure like they did yesterday for the majority of that period. Again, one thing I'm not excited to see again is the power play for Powassan, but hopefully they can turn that around. One thing, though, that the Eagles did really well, I thought, even though they didn't get a lot of shots on net, they created a lot of chances just from the bouncing and chaos of the puck on Powassan, and that's what they capitalized on yesterday as well. So at some point, you can't really rely on that too much because puck luck might bounce the other way, but the Eagles always seem ready to strike, if you will, whenever the puck is bouncing and they're ready for it.
They have been ready this entire series so far, and we are getting ready for puck drop on period 2.
The Voodoos in their home greens are going left to right in this period. The Eagles in their road whites are going right to left as Roussel taking hard into the boards at the end wall in the Voodoo zone. Now it's over to Kratz on the near side. Kratz flipping it down the ice. The Eagles will pick it up in the neutral zone, and now it's Caulfield knocking it down. He takes a hit from Rousseau to Kupal. Kupal carries the puck in. Kupal with a shot from distance. Rebound there, but Knurley kicked that one away. Now Povorozniak, he gets around his man. Walking in on the far side. The Eagles get a chance. That one is over the Voodoo's net and out of play.
And the stick checks and the forced turnovers at neutral ice have been a dominating factor within this series, and we see another example of that turning the rush the other way for the Eagles. They get numbers ever so briefly, but a good job defensively by the Voodoos to keep that to the outside, and an easier save for Cole Rudenhill.
Head on the draw, he wins it back. It's played to Begley. Begley will play it around to the near side. Lefebvre will get a piece of that, and that'll go all the way down into the Voodoo zone for icing, and the Eagles will get a second straight offensive zone draw.
And we'll see if the two centers who line up will remain the ones who stay in to take the face-off. We've seen a lot of folks get thrown out of the dot over these past two games.
I was just going to say, there's been a lot of that, both sides having to deal with that, as their centermen keep getting thrown out of the dot, but they don't there as Devon Brown gets the puck down the ice, but not very far as Siri's going to get to it, and Siri will send it right in, and that'll bounce up, and Rugenhill will cover that one up on a bit of a weird hop.
And it was a weird hop on that net that helped give the Voodoos their first goal of the game. A play started by Roussel and finished off by Pavel Barclay.
Barclay getting the first goal yesterday for the Voodoos in the second period. And he got the first goal here in the first period of this one. Is now off the draw. Brown gets it up for Saginaw. That's too hot for him to handle. And now the puck through the neutral zone is Pereira trying to get it down the ice. He did, but is picked up by the Eagles. The Soo Eagles all the way down the ice is picked up by Pereira, though, as it's off Marceau's stick. And now Dawson battling for it. Begley and Dawson still battling for it. Peterson as well. Saginaw gets across ice. That one's picked up though. Walking is Stawinski, gets a shot away. And that one's blocked by Brown. Now the puck thrown cross ice. And down the ice it'll go. Dawson trying to get up to the bouncing puck, but now it's flipped back in by Peterson. Pereira trying to get it to go his other way. Marceau will pick it up. Marceau backing on the attack, takes a shot. That one's well wide. And that'll go all the way down into the Eagles zone. Clark now to play it in his own zone behind his net. Clark. He's going to throw it down the ice, but it's picked off by Gray, who will send it right back in for Saginaw, and they're going to say that's offside on Ryan Saginaw, who is maybe a step ahead.
And again, these bouncing pucks in neutral ice, and Saginaw tries to gather that one and attack with speed, but can't quite match up the timing.
And now the referees are going to have a conference here. Just make sure that they're getting what they saw right. And they're going to say, yeah, right, we're going to have the face-off right here. And it's going to be Raphael Landry against Colson Bell. Now it's one into Burnett. He tried to get a shot away. It's knocked away from him. On the far side, Gold comes around, and now it's down the ice, and Chico will get to it. Chico on the near side. He's knocked off the puck, though, and Gray will pick it up. Gray to Landry. Landry on the far side to Burnett. Burnett will send it down the ice, and that will likely go for icing against the Voodoos again, as it's been a lot of start and stop here to start the second period.
Yeah, not a lot of pace going either way, as it's been tight board battles and quick clears, and the icings are, not to say okay, but not as detrimental when you've only been on the ice for 10 seconds.
And we're going to see our first centerman knocked out of the faceoff dot in the second period here. As, no, it's just going to be a redo of the faceoff. Gold in for against Landry. Now Gold's going to be asked to go out. Chico coming in for him. Zaharias with a shot from distance. That one hits a body and goes down the ice. Now it's Barclay on the attack. It's a 2-on-1 if they hurry. Barclay for Jasoni. Good save made by Connerly, as Jasoni didn't get all of that one, but still nearly put that one past Connerly. Now down the ice, it's going to be Burnett trying to knock it down the other way. Gray will go in after it against Bell, and it's to the near side. Watson will get to it. And that one beat Vreugdenhill from distance, but they blew the play dead on the offside. The Eagles aren't happy about that.
And the whistle on the offside, sort of a high-rising floater, ended up beating Cole Vreugdenhill, but the whistle, sort of saved by the bell.
Nice. Off the draw, Kratz. Roussel now. Roussel with some speed through the neutral zone. Roussel tries to get around his man, but he's knocked off the puck. Now it's played down for Rousseau. Back to Kratz. Kratz. He'll gain the red line. He'll dump it in. It'll go around on the far side to Bradley. Now he leaves it for Rousseau to Roussel. Roussel to Kratz. Back to Roussel. Roussel back to Kratz on the near side. Trying to keep it in. He does. He'll just dump it in. Now it's to Rousseau in the corner for Kupel. Back to Roussel. Now it's Kratz at the point. Kratz, he'll get a shot away. That hit a body and didn't get through. Now the puck's still loose. Trying to poke it through. Is it in? And somehow Connerly making the save there. It looked like Kupal had almost tucked it in as he got it over, but it seems like time and time again on those chances, Jace Connerly comes up every time.
And Kratz loves those plays where he gets the space to walk in a little bit closer and rip the puck through. And that's probably one of the cleaner rebound looks that the Voodoos have got all game. As you said, Kupal tried to ring that one around the pads of Connerly, and we're going to see another power play for the Voodoos as 2 minutes goes up on the board.
I said this a few times, Harrison. At some point, you got to score.
At some point.
Bradley in for the draw against Caulfield. Bradley wins it back cleanly to Bagley. Bagley walking the line. Back over for Saginaw. Saginaw. He'll play to the near side for Dawson. Dawson to the point for Bagley. Bagley will get a shot away. That one hit a body and goes into the corner. Now Zaharia sends it around on the far side. Caulfield and Saginaw whacking at it. Now it's played back to Bagley. It's away from him, and a shorthanded rush the other way. Walking in, good chance, save made by Vroogdenhill. Second chance made by the goaltender as well, as that was a good opportunity for Nolan Nemesek to get down the ice on a shorthanded break.
And a weird bounce just brings the puck past Braden Begley, and he's a little flat on his feet and can't quite get the step. So a big initial save, and then the secondary with the glove from Cole Vroogdenhill to save his team from a shorthanded goal against.
Saginaw in for the draw against Peterson. They win it, and now it's Dawson with it. Dawson gets it to Jasoni. Jasoni, he'll gain the red line and flip it in and chase after. Now it's Siri. Siri in there with Kupal. Kupal got it to Jasoni. Now it's far side, Saginaw in the corner. Saginaw twisting and turning in the corner. Gets it down the ice, and that'll go the other way again for the Eagles. Peterson walking in. Peterson trying to cut to the middle. Another chance here, though, for Marceau as he's taken into the corner by Bagley. Bagley plays it around for Saginaw. Saginaw lost it to Marceau. Good chance, Marceau! Save made by Vroogdenhill. Now Peterson on the far side. Sends it back in. Vroogdenhill makes another save as he's had to be the best power play player for the Voodoos.
And it's been a disjointed effort from the Voodoos on this 5-on-4. Can't get established in the zone, losing those board battles, and then multiple chances for the Eagles on the rush. These solo shots. Cole Vroogdenhill is playing fantastic right now.
Off the draw, another chance. That one goes wide of the net. Eagles all over the Voodoos here. They should be the other way around. Now it's down the ice. It'll go past Clark, and the Eagles will be just happy to go after it in their own zone and kill some more time. Clark tried to get it out front. Now it's a good chance for Boys. Boys walks in and didn't get a shot away. Into the corner it goes, and the Eagles will just send it right back down the ice. Vroogdenhill plays it for Kratz. Kratz going for a skate. Looking to do it all himself, perhaps. Here comes Marcus Kratz. Plays it over on the other side. Glove saved by Knerly. We saw Kratz do it all himself in the game against the Iroquois Falls Storm. He passed it off to Roussel, and he got the shot away.
And a bit of a confusing decision from Boyce. He gets in as close as he can get to the net, and just sort of the play dies on his stick. Nothing doing so far from the Voodoos.
Off the draw in the offensive zone, Kratz. He'll leave it over to Boys. Boys sends it in deep, back to Kratz. Kratz takes the shot from distance. Rebound is there. It didn't get through to Knerly. Now it'll be sent the other way for the Eagles. Vroogdenhill out to play the puck. He gets it back down the ice real quick to Roussel. Walking back in, Roussel cuts to the outside. Now it's Pereira with a chance. That one goes wide. Now it's back the other way. We're back to 5-on-5. Count them, 0 for 10. As Bell the other way. Bell. He tries to get it in deep. He does. Pereira tries to flip it around. Now it's flipped out front, but the Voodoos get to it, and Rousseau leads the breakout. Rousseau. He's knocked off the puck by Schneider, and now he's down. Voodoos trying to keep it in, and they don't, but they still have possession. Pereira to the far side for Roussel. Roussel. He'll flip it in, and they'll go off for a change. 0 for 10 in the series on the power play. Down the other way. Landry. Up for Burnett. Burnett will throw it in. That one will bounce in awkwardly on Knerly, but he makes the save. Now it's Landry in the corner for Bell. Bell will pick it up, and he'll try to get out, but a skate of Barkley knocked that one away. Now Burnett with a chance. Big save made there by Knerly again. And now Nemesek trying to get it down to the Voodoo zone. It's Brown. Brown. Pass up for Burnett. Burnett cuts to the outside. He sent it over to Landry. That one bounced away from him. Now it's Watson with it. They have a wide open pass blocked down by Brown. Good play by Devon Brown there, or else it would have been Caulfield home free. Now Burnett trying to get to it on the near side. It's Huxon who gets to it. He keeps it in. Provorozniak in for Caulfield. Caulfield in the corner. Lost it, and the Voodoos will get it down the ice, but not very far as Huxon will pick it up. Huxon sends it in for Vroogdenhill. Vroogdenhill leaves it in his skates, and he was nearly picked up by the Eagles. Now it's Nemesek on the far side with a shot from distance. That one hit a body, then goes in. Lucas Caulfield on the doorstep had the loose puck, and he sends it in. It's 2-1. on Caulfield's second of the series.
And the Voodoos can't kill the pressure in their own end. The Eagles are able to find some extra space, finding those gaps and getting those shots off. Unable to clear the doorstep, and off a body and in. 13 minutes left in this period and a 2-1 scoreline. The Voodoos, another look on the power play, can't convert, and the Eagles right back the other way to take the 1-goal lead.
Well, we're going to keep hammering it over the head in this one. 0 for 10 on the power play, and the Voodoos have yet to lead in this series.
And a couple of good looks, but again, nothing beating Kennerly on the man advantage.
Huxon off the draw, he'll send it in. Brugden Hill out to play it. Now it's flipped down and not very far though. Jasoni lost the puck and is picked up by Lefebvre. He'll play it to the far side, now it's to Boys. Lefebvre the other way. Lefebvre walking in, they'll say that's offside and we'll get it played dead here on the offside call. And now you look back at that Anthony Boys chance and how big that would have been. But he didn't even get the shot away.
A frustrating string of offensive opportunities for the Voodoos, and we saw it a lot in the first game where you get the goal, you get the chance, and the Eagles spring back and capitalize the other way.
Bagley, he'll send it in from distance. Kennerly saw that one all the way, and now we'll get some more rough stuff after the whistle.
A little bit of discussion still occurring as we wait to see where the face-off's going, and Lefebvre's being led away, so that's just to break up the lines, and we'll get some fresh legs out for the Voodoos as the draw comes to Kennerly's blocker side. As we see Saginaw, Dawson, and Pereira line up alongside Roussel and Kratz, so a lot of offense leaning heavy in the Eagles' end.
Peterson in for the draw for the Eagles. It's one back by Pereira to Kratz, quickly to Roussel from distance. That one's off the post. Now the Eagles will try to flip it down the ice. They do get it to the neutral zone, but Kratz will carry it right back in. Kratz tried to send it cross ice. That one hit a body and all the way back into the Voodoo zone as Roussel has to go get it. Roussel now up for Dawson. Dawson for Pereira. Pereira to the outside, trying to bounce forward. He can't, and now it's Stawinski the other way. Stawinski to Peterson. Peterson, front of the net, save made by Brugden Hill. And now the puck comes out and bounces all the way down to the Eagles' end. 8 minutes gone in this second period. Siri has it in his own zone. Siri. Down the ice is picked up by Saginaw and Dawson. Now it's Saginaw. He'll put it into the corner. Chasing after it. Saginaw tried to get it out front. And now the Voodoos have it back for Saginaw. It just got away from him. Now it's to Pereira. Back to Roussel. Roussel. His shot from the point, fanned on it. Now it's picked up by the Eagles as Marceau goes in. Marceau cutting to the outside, is played out front. Saginaw will pick it up. Now Saginaw has it stripped from him. Marceau, he'll throw it cross ice. No one was there. Zaharias has to pick it up in the neutral zone. Watson in his own zone to Zaharias. Zaharias back down the ice, got it to Boberg. Boberg looking for Walsh, is picked up by the Voodoos as Kratz sends it down the ice. That's out of the reach of Saginaw. And it'll go right back down to the Voodoo zone. Roussel will let it go for icing. So now we'll get an offensive zone draw here for the Voodoos.
And the Voodoos again with a quick look, but going back the other way is the Eagles. They're able to accelerate and attack on the transition so effectively, just gaining that space in the Voodoo's end. Fairly uncontested throughout the 4.5 periods of play.
Off the draw, Bagley. Bagley shoots it on net. Kennerly makes the pad save. Rousseau to Kupal. Kupal behind the net. Plays it back to Brown. Brown back for Bagley. Bagley just sends it in deep. That'll go in for Bradley. Bradley lost it. Now it's Rousseau. Rousseau in the corner. He plays it back to Bagley. Bagley had to pinch in to keep it alive. Now Bagley in the corner. Bagley tried to play it out front. It's back to Brown at the point. Brown to Kupal. Kupal tried to walk in. Now it's the other way for Boberg. Boberg. Good play by Brown. Brown knocks him to the outside and plays it for Kupal. Kupal the other way. Kupal up for Bradley. Bradley, he'll carry it in. He'll have to chase after it as he's knocked to the ice. Now it's Kupal battling for it. He gets it behind the net. On the end walls, Almost 10 minutes gone. Bradley plays it back to the point. Jasoni got there just in time, takes the shot. That one goes wide. Now it's Gray. Gray for Landry. Landry battles with Schneider. It comes loose for Bradley. Bradley twisting and turning. Plays it back for Landry. Landry tries to get it in. Still battling on the far side. And somehow again, Kennerly made the save. Near side to Gray. Gray will just put it in to the end wall. Coming away with it though, Chico. And Kupel's going to take a penalty now as he knocks his man to the ice. And you had to think that was coming at some point, that the Eagles were going to get a power play to try and even things up here.
And an unforced error, just taking a penalty in the offensive zone, jostling for position, and a little bit too much contact. And this Eagles power play will get to work once again. Probably one of the better bits of checking that we've seen from Powassan all night. And again, killing their own momentum. 9:44 remaining in this second period of play, still a 2-1 scoreline.
Rousseau in for Caulfield, and he just immediately turned around because that seems to be the tale of the series. Now it's Dawson, and it's won back by Caulfield to Siri. Siri tries to get it out front. Now it's Kratz settling it down. Kratz, he'll just flip it down the ice, and into the corner it'll go with the Eagles zone. Stawinski with it. Plays it behind himself to Povorozniak. Povorozniak going for a skate. Goes to the outside. Tries to get it out front. Rousseau was there with the stick. Now he pokes it away from his man, and he has a chance the other way, but instead he'll just dump it down the ice as Stawinski was closing in. 30 seconds gone on the man advantage here for the Eagles. Stawinski with some speed through the neutral zone to Caulfield, and that'll go for offside against the Eagles, and we'll get a stoppage here.
So a minute 21 remaining in this power play, and the Voodoos have done a good job of killing off the Eagles' attack so far. Just the quick battles along the boards, the quick clears, rushing, killing time. It's been effective. I'm going to need that for at least another minute 21.
Caulfield in on Owen Head. Owen Head wins it back to Brown, who gets it to Bagley, and he'll dump it just into the neutral zone. Siri, he throws across ice, and now Povorozniak, he lost it to Head. Head will send it down the ice, and Siri will get there first with Pereira all over him. Pereira trying to get positioning, but it's down for Stawinski. Now it's in for Caulfield, or for Nemesek. Taken off, shot well wide by Caulfield. Povorozniak into the corner. Stawinski tried to get it out front. Now it's Caulfield again. Caulfield sends it around on the near side. Stawinski gets to it. Trying to get it out. The Voodoos do, and it's Head on a rush. It's a 2-on-1 if they're quick. It's Owen Head. His pass back went nowhere. Now it's Stawinski as he's run over by Kratz. Now it's Caulfield on a 2-on-1 the other way. Good chance they score. Nemesek on the power play, and the Voodoos are unraveling.
They get the 2-on-1 chance the other way, and just a missed pass. Things go from bad to worse for Powassan as what looked to be a promising penalty kill quickly disintegrates after a rushing chance.
It's Nemesek's first of the playoffs. And the Eagles can score on the power play, in case you were wondering. Voodoos had, by the way, the Voodoos had the best, I know we've talked about this, the Voodoos had the best penalty kill in the regular season.
It was 83.6%, 0.3 over the Sudbury Cubs, who were in second in that stat line, and it looks like that has not carried over to the postseason. So we're waiting for this.
They're trying to figure out the clock situation. They have a rookie on the clock tonight, unfortunately. Got to give him some credit, though.
So 8:11 in the period.
Now Kratz throwing his weight around. Sends the puck down the ice. That'll roll into the Eagles zone, and that will go for icing against Powassan. 8:02 left.
And again, the shot clock still in favor of the Voodoos, 23-15, but That's about the only stat line they're leaning in currently. There's a little bit of a collision on the way to the face-off dot between Coupal and I believe it was Marceau. So a lot of deliberation about where this face-off's supposed to be.
And they let them take the face off. Now it's Roussel with it. He'll flip it down the ice. Now Zaharias knocks it right back down. Puck still bouncing around. It's Kratz. Kratz up the ice, got it to Russa or to Coupal. And now it's back the other way. Roussel with the puck in his own zone. Lays it up for Bradley. Bradley through the neutral zone. Bradley cutting to the outside, goes around behind the net. Bradley plays it back to Roussel. Roussel from distance takes the shot, that's over the net. Kratz, he can't hold the line, now it's Gold the other way. Gold tries to flip it in to get to Peterson. He had a wide open net if he got to it. Now it's Kratz trying to get it down for Coupal. Couldn't, now it's Vreugdenhil. Vreugdenhil behind his own net, plays it up. Bradley got it to the neutral zone. Clark with the puck. Flips it to the far side. Bradley trying to pick it up. Now it's to Roussel. Roussel, he'll flip it in. Rousseau has to chase after it with Clark right there. Clark sends it right back down in the neutral zone. Kratz will flip it right back in as Schneider picks it up. Schneider behind his own net to Clark. And that'll go in and out of play from the neutral zone. And we'll get a stoppage here. And that'll bring us to our mid-period break.
And welcome back to this 3-1 lead for the Soo Eagles over the Powassan Voodoos halfway through the second period. We'll take a quick look around the league. 4-0 for the Hearst Lumberjacks over the Espanola Paper Kings with 5 minutes left in their second period. And the Soo Thunderbirds have gotten one goal back against the Timmins Rock as that game sits at a 2-1 scoreline. So 6:41 remaining in the middle frame of play here in Powassan, and the Voodoos struggling with any consistency, with the power play still scoreless in the series.
Pereira on the draw. It's played back now. Saginaw still battling on the far side, and the Eagles come away with it. Dawson tries to get a good stick on it. It's kept in by Pereira. Pereira back to Jasoni. Jasoni throws it on net. That one hits a body, never made it through. Gray, he'll send it around on the near side. Now it's Pereira. Pereira, he'll play it back for Jasoni again. Jasoni with another shot. That again didn't make it through. Delayed penalty coming again. And will the Voodoos score on this power play? Only time will tell. Now we see some more rough stuff after the whistle again.
We see how this one will shake out, but it looks like it'll be 2 on the board.
I think, no, I was going to say Pereira's going too, but he's just being taken away.
So it'll be Siri in the box and
Boberg as well.
So will we see another 5-on-3?
It looks like it. The third 5-on-3 of this series for Powassan. Got to make hay while the sun's out.
So 6:16.
Yeah, so full 2 minutes on a 5-on-3. Now's the time. Bradley being knocked out of the dot. Saginaw coming in. Saginaw wins it over to Dawson. Dawson back to Bagley. Bagley to Saginaw. Saginaw back for Bagley. Bagley sees Dawson on the near side. Dawson looking through his options, gets it back to Bagley. Bagley back for Saginaw. Saginaw with a shot. That one's gloved down by Knerly. And we'll get another stoppage here. 5:57 left.
They win the face-off. They move the puck around a little. They find the shooting lane they want. At least they're getting established quickly off of that face-off win.
Bradley back to Bagley. Bagley back for Saginaw. Now we're going to see a penalty against Jasoni. So make it 4-on-3. So again, the Voodoos with another 5-on-3 in the series can't score. As Jasoni, unforced error in the offensive zone.
Takes down his man as he's trying to cut towards the puck handler, and not only negates the 5-on-3 to a 4-on-3, but also brings the draw down to the Voodoos' end. As we will have about as open ice as you can get in the playoffs.
Pereira coming in for the draw with Dawson out there. It's won by the Voodoos. Now Dawson or Saginaw the other way. Saginaw back to Pereira. Pereira to Bagley. Bagley with a shot. That one hit a body, didn't get through. Now it's Bagley on the half wall. The Eagles dig away at it. They do, and they get it out, but Pereira gets to it first. Now Pereira nearly hauled down, and it's Saginaw in his own zone. Saginaw up for Dawson. Dawson on the attack. He'll just dump it in. Saginaw will have to go and collect it on the far side. Now it's Saginaw. Dawson takes a hard hit. He's down, sticking everything, no hand up, as Dawson's slow to get up, but he does. Now it's Peterson the other way. Peterson carries the puck in as he's just content to kill more time. Dawson tried to get away with it. It's Bagley now. Bagley up for Pereira. Pereira played it back, tried to get it to Bagley. It's out of his reach. Now the Eagles have numbers the other way. It's Caulfield walking in. Caulfield takes a shot, save made by Vroogdenhill, rebound chance. It's right there. As again, the Eagles get the best chance on a Voodoos power play. Caulfield, he'll play it back to kill some more time. Watson, and the Voodoos chance on the power play is going away again. Vroogdenhill, another chance. Caulfield on the backhand. Save made by Vroogdenhill. Puck is still there. As 3 Eagles are doing better work than 4 Voodoos right now with boys on the puck. Now it's the Eagles on the power play. Bagley will send it down. That one missed his man, and that'll just kill some more time as Russo's in to get it. Boys in there as well with Russo, killing off what's left of this power play. 5 seconds left. Caulfield trying to sneak in behind Kratz. All the way down at the Voodoos blue line, and we're back to 5-on-5. So the Voodoos remain 0 on the power play. Boys to the near side, it's Head. Head plays it back around for Boys. Boys in the corner. Walks out, leaves it for Kratz. Kratz twisting and turning. Leaves it for Boys. Boys walks in. Boys around behind the net. Leaves it for Brown. Brown leaves it for Boys now. And he gets it in. Head gets a shot on net. That one went through the crease and out the other side. Now Nemisek's going to send it down the ice. And it's going to be Kratz chasing after it into his own zone. Kratz up for Russo. Russo got it to Kratz. Kratz, he'll flip it down the ice. Got it to Head. Head now leaves it for his man. And now walking in is Boys. Boys gets a shot away, puts it wide. Now it's Russo. Russo will send it back in. Zaharias with the puck. Flips it right back down the other way. Brown will pick it up. Brown, he'll flip that down. Knerly will make the stop on that. And now the puck bounces back into the neutral zone for Kratz. Kratz will send it cross ice. Roussel will pick it up. Roussel tried to get a shot away. Couldn't, as it was stuck in the snow on the far side. Landry battling on the far side. Burnett trying to come away with it. Landry, he's knocked down. And now the puck around to the near side. And Clark will just send it all the way down into the Voodoo zone. That'll roll in past Vroegdenhill's net, and we'll get a icing call here against the Eagles.
Time ticking down here in the second period, 2:21 remaining. Voodoo's trying to keep up the pressure in the Eagles' end, and aside from moving the puck around the boards a little bit and some shots from the periphery.
Now we see Justin Russo, going off for repairs. That's not good. Off the draw, Roussel to Gray. Gray flipped it in. That one's picked off by the Eagles, and down the ice it goes as Marceau's chasing after it. Marceau flips it to the middle of the ice. That one's blocked by the Voodoos as Gray got to it. Now it's Pereira the other way. Pereira walks in. Pereira tries to get around his man, and the puck's knocked away from him. Siri lost it to Pereira. Pereira still trying to get to it. Saginaw as well. But it comes away. Provorozniak with the puck again through the neutral zone. Huxon, near side, takes a shot. Vroegdenhill makes the save as Eagles try to draw it closer on the shot clock. Marceau gets around his man. Sharp angle. Vroegdenhill makes the stop right on the goal line. It's 25-20 now in shots, and we see some more rough stuff after the whistle.
And the Eagles with lots of time to set up through the neutral zone, move the puck around a little bit, and get that off-angle shot on Vroegdenhill. And we'll get a line change here from Powassan. Again, a minute 38 remaining, and at this point the Voodoos would be happy to just escape unscathed.
Off the draw, the Voodoos win it back. Kratz gets to it behind his net. Kratz had it poked away from him. Bell. And that's been the tale of the series. The Eagles are just poking pucks away from the Voodoos and doing a better job of it. Now up for Boys. Boys flips it to the far side to Head. Head whacked at it. Now it's picked up by Lefebvre. Lefebvre for Kratz. He was in the slot. And now it's a break the other way for the Eagles. It's Chico. Chico leaves it back for Siri. Siri walking and takes a shot. That's blocked. Still battling, trying to get it down the ice. Lefebvre couldn't get to it. Now it's Gold. Lost it to Kratz. Kratz up for Lefebvre, who just kicks it up for Huxon. Huxon walking back in. He's stood up by Kratz. Now it's Boys. Boys couldn't get around his man. Now Gold on the far side as we're into the final minute here. Bell. Puck just stuck up against the boards. No call coming yet. Nobody's moving the puck anywhere. It's been almost 30 seconds on the boards. Now it's out. Zaharias gets a shot away. Vroegdenhill stopped that. Thought it went out of play, but it hit the glass. Now it's Watson. Will send it right back in. Vroegdenhill stops that. Lefebvre nearly lost it. He does. As it's another chance here for the Eagles. Into the slot. Kratz gets it to the blue line and out. And that should do it here for this period. The Eagles might get one more shot. It's jumped in on Vroegdenhill. He'll play the puck down and just let time expire as the Voodoos trail 3-1 after 40 minutes of play. Harrison, your thoughts on that period?
The Eagles flying back in the shot department, 23-25 now. Voodoos leading by just 2 shots, but 2 goals the lead for the Soo Eagles. They're capitalizing on their chances, and the Voodoos just cannot get anything done on the man advantage. They've been given every opportunity to, and they cannot convert. It's been sort of the tale of the last 2 games. They cannot get anything done on the power play. You have to start stacking these shifts, spending more time in the Eagle zone, but first of all, you have to start defending better because the Eagles are just walking in and getting everything they want in Powassan's end. All the space, all the time, and all the offensive turnovers. The Voodoos need to shore up on that before they can even think about getting some good offense going.
Well, we'll have to see if they change things up for the third period. We'll be back with more on the other side of this intermission.
And welcome back to the Powassan Sportsplex, where after 2 periods of play, the Soo Eagles are leading 3-1. But this is not the only game in NOJHL playoff action, as we have another 2 going on. The Timmins Rock lead the Soo Thunderbirds 3-1 after 2 periods of play, and then the Hearst Lumberjacks lead 4-0 over the Espanola Paper Kings in that same period of time. We'll go briefly through the goal scoring in this one. Jacob Peterson opened things up at the 5:10 mark in the first period for the Eagles, and then Pavel Barclay tied things up at 1 at the 18:44 mark in the same frame. Lucas Caulfield unassisted at the 7-minute mark in the second period, and then Nolan Nemechek at 11:49 to extend the Soo Eagles lead to 3-1. Shots currently sitting at 25-23 for the Eagles, for the Voodoos, and the Eagles just sitting 2 points behind. Eagles outshooting the Voodoos 17-12 in that period. The first period, the Voodoos outshot 14-6, and of course the unfortunate storyline for the Powassan Voodoos is they have been unable to convert on the man advantage. The Eagles have taken 14 minutes of penalty time to the Voodoos 6. So the Voodoos with, I believe it was a brief instance of 5-on-3, and then that got turned into 4-on-3, and then a pair of power play chances in the first period. I believe it's around 0 for 11 or 0 for 12 over the past 6 periods of play for the Powassan special teams. Courtney, what have you seen out there from the guys in green?
Well, power play still isn't good. You just mentioned that. We talked about that coming back from the last intermission. Somehow, some way, the Eagles have gotten the better looks on the power when the Voodoos have the power play. It doesn't make much sense to me. Jace Kenorley is absolutely standing on his head once again. He did that yesterday. He's doing it again here today. And at one point, you can say, well, the team's just getting goalied, but when you're getting outplayed, when you have the man advantage as well, there's something bigger happening there. So, again, the Eagles, their passes are crisp, their breakouts are crisp, everything for them. They're just able to impose their will on the Voodoos right now, and the Voodoos are fighting the bounces, they're fighting themselves, seems like they're discombobulated, they're running into each other on the ice almost. It's just, if you're the Voodoos, you better hope that you figure it out in this period, because going down 0-2, going across the border to Sioux, Michigan on Tuesday, that's not in a world you want to be in.
Absolutely not, and 20 minutes left to get themselves back in this as this line of Pereira, Dawson, and Saginaw. Oh, it looks like Lefebvre.
Yeah, they're going back to the lineup that they had yesterday, Russo and Lefebvre with Dawson, but Nemesek walking in, a good poke by Bagley. The Eagles in their road whites are going left to right as the puck tries to come out. And the Voodoos in their home greens are going right to left. Bagley carrying the puck down the ice. Tried to power to the middle. Now it's picked up by Watson. Watson in his own zone. The Voodoos did come down from a 2-goal deficit yesterday as a weird bounce keeps the puck in the zone. And nobody in green was able to pick up on that in time. Now it's Nemesek the other way. Playing it around. It's out front, good chance. Knuckle puck there by Povorozniak, stopped by Vrugdenhill. And we'll get a stoppage here, but the Voodoos were able to come down from a 2-goal deficit before an absolutely back-breaking goal on Champaign gave the Eagles the lead and the game. So the Voodoos can do it. It's just a matter of what team are we going to see show up here in the third period.
We saw them come flying out of the gates yesterday, and see how this draw goes.
Pereira wins it back for Kratz. Kratz, he'll flip it down the ice. Saginaw was there. Bounces away from him, though, as Huxon will get it into his own zone. Huxon, near side for Siri. Roussel pinching in, couldn't hold it, though, as Kratz gets to it. Kratz pokes it forward. He gets around a couple of Eagles. Now he kicks it forward, lost it, though, at the blue line. Now it's the other way, and now it's picked up again by Pereira in the neutral zone. Saginaw for Pereira. Pereira to the middle of the ice for Boys with a backhand chance, and Kenorley makes the save on that one as Boys gets a good look.
And that was some nice puck movement and offense driven by none other than Kratz, as he's so good with the skates and the stick handling, just is able to create some extra space there and get the Voodoos some time, as looks like some adjustment from the pads for Kenorley after that backhand to the breadbasket.
Well, they had to find the puck. That's what it was. It popped out behind them. They couldn't find it. There's a lot of things when it comes to goaltending equipment that the puck can get caught up in. So,
even from the brief times I've played road hockey wearing it, it's impressive.
It is. Off the draw, the Eagles win it back. It's Clark. Clark in his own zone. Down the ice, got it to Stawinski, but now it's picked up by Pereira. Back to Roussel, quickly across the ice to Kratz. Kratz flips it up for Pereira. Pereira tried to cut to the outside. Now he lost the puck. And Marceau got it down to Stawinski. Stawinski couldn't get around Roussel. As now Saginaw gets the loose puck into the Voodoo zone, but Stawinski picks it up. Stawinski out front, good chance, but they couldn't get it past Kratz as Saginaw the other way. Saginaw, he'll just flip it in and he'll go off for a change after he gained the red line. Now it's Clark in his own zone. Time ticking away here, almost 2 minutes gone in this third period. Clark up for Schneider. Schneider couldn't get it past Kupal. Now it's Barclay chasing after it. Barclay knocked off the puck. Bell. Down the ice, Jasoni got to it, and he'll knock it right back in. Far side, Barclay got to it. Skated right by it. Schneider picks it up. Now it's picked up by Barclay again. Now, Kupal. Lost it. Still battling on the boards. Kupal knocking his man down. Now it comes loose. Good chance there for Bradley. Save made by Knerly. As it seems an awful lot of the time, the only few times we've seen rebounds by Knerly is when things get spooky, but when I say only a few times we've seen rebounds against Knerly.
Absolutely, and it's been excellent rebound control by Knerly as he faces that shot right on and doesn't give anything else extra up for the Voodoos.
Head up against Provorozniak. Won it into the wall. Landry battling for it. Zaharias over there as well. Still battling on the wall. Landry trying to get it loose. Provorozniak in there along with Head. Now Head comes loose with it. Head behind the net. Owen Head. Back to the blue line for Brown. Brown. He'll just flip it right back in. Burnett couldn't get a piece of it as he's knocked to the ice. Now it's Landry. Loose puck behind the net. Flipped back down the ice for the Eagles as Caulfield tries to get around Bagley. Now it's picked up by Burnett. Burnett near side for Nemesek. Nemesek with a shot. That's off the... They score. Nolan Nemesek makes it 4-1.
And that's
his second of the game.
That's an unacceptable turnover in your own end. Unforced with the pressure. Time to regroup. And a tape-to-tape pass puts the Voodoos further in the hole. Capitalizing on chances is what the Eagles have done, and no more of a golden opportunity.
Second of the series, second of the game for Nemesek. Somehow he beat Vrugdenhill on that as well. I don't know how. Off the draw, the Eagles back on the attack. It's Marceau with a shot. That rolls in. Vrugdenhill's going to kick that one to the side. Now Russo. Down the ice it goes. Stawinski to Marceau. Marceau takes a shot. Vrugdenhill saw that one, makes the save. Shots on goal now tied up at 27 apiece. The Voodoos facing a strong possibility of heading to Sioux, Michigan for games 3 and 4, down 2-0 in the series. They finished second. The Eagles finished 7th after a dismal start. And the Eagles have been the better team so far through the first 5 periods of the series. Boberg in for the draw. Off the draw, it's won back by the Voodoos, but they're still battling for the puck. Off to the far side, Saginaw chasing after it. Plays it near side to Kratz. Kratz can't get around his man. Now it's Pereira. Pereira overskates the puck. Boberg has it now. Sharp angle chance, tried to jam it home. That one's turned aside by Vrugdenhill, and Roussel's going to flip it down the ice. And that'll go all the way down for icing. 27-28, the Eagles have taken over this shot clock.
And just continued difficulty clearing the zone plaguing the Voodoos, and too long of a flip on the Hail Mary pass. And again, the draw in the Voodoo zone.
4 minutes gone. The Eagles, the only team to score here in this third period so far. Bell walked out front. Couldn't get the shot through as Pereira's knocked to the ice. And now we'll see a penalty to the Eagles. And will this be the power play that breaks the goose egg? We'll see.
We will, as it looks like it's Gold heading to the box. I believe tripping being the call.
No, he said hooking.
Hooking?
Yeah.
Okay. Away, stick infection sends Bradley, Dawson, Begley.
Jasoni and Saginaw.
Jasoni and Saginaw.
Bradley wins the draw back to Begley. Begley, no time to work as Marceau is on him. And everything about the Eagles, they're celebrating on every little thing right now because, again, 7th seed against the 2nd seed. You've come into Powassan and you've taken over the ice. Bradley in for the draw again. He wins it back to Bagley. Caulfield's right on him. He'll dump it in. Bradley trying to get it to Clark. Now it's Zaharias as that one's past Saginaw and all the way down the ice into the Voodoo zone. Bagley. Up the ice, gets it to Dawson. Dawson feathers it through to Jasoni. Jasoni lost that at the line. Right back out it goes. Bagley to Saginaw. Saginaw on the far side for Jasoni. Jasoni walks in. He leaves it with Dawson with no room to work with, so he had to dump it in. Now it's Bradley for Saginaw. Saginaw comes away with it. Out front to Jasoni. Jasoni's shot is blocked. Another chance. Dawson got it. Connerly knocked it into the corner. Dawson still battling on the half wall. It's going to come loose. The Eagles will send it right back down the ice, and now it's Marceau. Marceau will walk in. Marceau try to get around Bagley. Good stick by Bagley. Marceau now blows a tire. He's trying to get a penalty. Hard to get a penalty when you tripped yourself. Saginaw's shot. Knocked down by Connerly. Dawson far side. Boys put that one wide. Now Bagley holds onto it on the half wall. Rousseau trying to get it back. Still battling in this corner. Less than a minute on the man advantage now for the Voodoos, who are in danger of going 0 for 13 in this series. And Stawinski's going to be the first one down on the clear. Now it's out front for Peterson. Peterson scores. 5-1, short-handed goal. Peterson, second of the game and third of the series.
So the Voodoos get the short-handed goal yesterday, and the Eagles get theirs today. They came dangerously close in the second period. Just losing the battle in the corner and then left all alone.
Should Game 5 be necessary, it'll be here next Friday. Should it be necessary, it'll be here next Friday. Game 6 will be in Sunday in Sioux, Michigan if it gets pushed that far. As now the Voodoos have called a timeout. And now it adds an interesting question. Who do you put in net for the Voodoos in Game 3?
It certainly does. But I think the greater question is what's happening in front of the net leading to so many of these opportunities. It almost feels too little too late to regroup. Still 4 goals down.
You had a chance when it was 3-1.
You had a chance. Give that away, you get the power play again. And instead you give up a short-handed goal. It's baffling, frankly. 14:25 still in the period, and
well, if yesterday was a punch to the face by the Eagles to the Voodoos, today's been a kick in the guts. I'm not saying it's impossible. The Voodoos still have the power play. We've seen stranger things in this league, but the mountain to climb has gotten more and more steep. One off the draw. Kratz gets it, plays it down the ice. No one was there. And now the Eagles will send it right back down. Voodoos are still on the power play, by the way. Kratz has it. Gets it up for Roussel. Roussel. He walks in on the near side to Boys. Boys. Goes around behind the net. Boys skates. It's now 5-on-5. The Voodoos gave up a shorthanded goal. Remain 0 for on the power play. Boys takes a hard hit. And the puck back to the blue line and out. Now it's Pereira with it. Pereira down the ice for Russo. Russo to Watson. Watson now has it behind his net. They can't get it out. Now they do out front. Good chance. Somehow that's saved by Knerly, as he's just, again, been the best player for the Eagles through these 2 games.
I think that might have been the diving save from Zaharias in front of the puck. Either way, does not find the back of the net off of a prime scoring opportunity once again for Powassan.
Almost 6.5 minutes gone here in this third period. 5-1 Eagles lead. It was 3-1 to start this period. Head won it back, but now the Eagles get it out. It's Gold. Down the ice. Gray will get to it. Up for Burnett. Now it's some more late stuff here on the Voodoos. Jasoni gets up incensed, so the Voodoos will get another power play. And that's one thing I'll say in this series. The Eagles have played well. You don't need to be doing that. They've been doing that through the 2 games. Late stuff consistently by the Eagles.
Getting under the skin of the Voodoos and after the game, and once again it's Gold to the box. But it's hard to argue against taking it when you're not really being punished for it.
Well, they'll just keep taking penalties all night long if the Voodoos can't score. But it's been the late stuff, and it's consistent in the 2 games. Bradley, back for Begley. Begley gets a shot away that hits a body. That's another thing the Eagles have been doing good, is getting in the lanes. Now it's played around on the near side to Saginaw. Saginaw plays it around. Trying to get a penalty called in front of the net. That's Bradley with Zaharias. Now it's back. Saginaw tries to poke it forward. Kept in by the Voodoos. Jasoni sends it to the far side for Dawson. Dawson gets a shot away. Knerly sees that rebound chance. Trying to bounce away at it on the near side. Bradley just ragdolled into the side of the net. Now it's near side for Dawson. Back to Begley. Begley with another shot. That one goes wide. Clark will get there first, but Jasoni doing everything to try and keep it in. Now it's down the ice, and Begley will pick it up. Begley back up for Dawson. The Voodoos still have to come across. Now Dawson goes well over the line offside. Bradley and Nemesek gets to it. And Bradley's going to go. And I think Nemesek's going to go too.
Tension's boiling over here as conflicting attitudes and emotions.
No, Bradley's the only one going. Oh, maybe not.
Trying to see how this is going to shake out. Appears to remain 5-on-4 as Nemechek does find his way to this in bin.
Off the draw, boys, gets it back to Kratz. Kratz to the near side for Roussel. Roussel will dump it in. Now hucks it on the far side. Back for Russo. Another penalty coming again to the Eagles. Again, it's the rough stuff by the Eagles. They've been playing dirty. You're already playing well. You're playing great. You've taken game 1. You played well. You played a little dirty in that game 2. You're probably going to take game 2. It's 5-1. And you keep playing dirty.
And this will be the 4th 5-on-3. And with 12:19 left, we're going to see Cole Rudenhill to the bench for the extra attacker.
They're going to go for a 6-on-3 here.
6-on-3.
But the Eagles can fire at will down the ice if they get their hands on the puck. Desperate times call for desperate measures for the Voodoos. Pereira in for the draw against Caulfield. Pereira wins it back to Kratz. Kratz gets around Caulfield. Now he's back to the blue line for Roussel. Roussel back in for Russo. Now to Roussel again. Roussel walks in, gets it near side. Boys, put that wide. He had a wide open net. Russo back for Pereira, or Roussel. Near side for Kratz, takes the shot. That stunned his man Zaharias. Then Kratz puts it high and over the net. Now it's Pereira. Back for Russo. Russo got it past him though. Just took his eyes off it for a second. Now it's back to Roussel. Or Pereira. Pereira takes a shot that hit a body, never got through. Now it's Boys in the corner. Still battling back to Pereira. Pereira to the near side for Roussel. Roussel with a shot. That one hit a body. It didn't get through. Now Caulfield tries to get a shot away. Now we're going to see another penalty called for cross-checking. And it just, the Voodoos have been given power play after power play here and just haven't been able to do anything with it.
They had a couple good looks. The diving block in front, once again by Zaharias, I believe. And then the follow-up shot by Kratz, whistled wide of the corner. And that penalty box getting awfully full from the Eagles side of things.
11:32 left here in this game.
Lots of administrative work to do.
Yeah, they're making it tough on Rain Bradley over there. It's first game doing scorekeeping.
It's not often you see things called past the 5-on-3.
Saginaw in for the draw. The Eagles bench not happy. One to Barclay. Now it's Bagley. Bagley. Near side to Saginaw. Saginaw gets a shot away. That ping-ponged. Didn't go in, though. Now is Lefebvre to Barclay. Back for Saginaw as Lefebvre is plastered against the boards. Now it's Dawson with a shot. That one stopped by Connerly. Now it's Lefebvre. Lefebvre near side. Saginaw got a shot away. Connerly absolutely robbing him. As now we're going to see Gold come over the bench, so his penalty's done, but the 5-on-3 is going to continue while 6-on-3 with Vroogdenhill out of his net.
And we'll see the line change for the Voodoos as that power play unit couldn't get anything through. Connerly tracking that puck around the net, and again another outstanding outstretched save. 11:07 now the time.
Siri can't get it out as Boys is right on him. Now it's Kupal behind the net. Plays it back for Roussel. Roussel near side for Kratz. Kratz walks the line, takes a shot. Connerly saw that one all the way, made the glove save. And we'll get another stoppage here.
And Connerly gets down real low to keep track of the puck, and we've seen his hand sort of fling up high to cover the upper area of the net. We've seen that a few times from him.
Off the draw, Pereira wins it back to Kratz quickly to the middle of the ice for Roussel. Roussel in deep for Rousseau. We've seen it bounce over away from him a couple of times. Now Roussel. Near side again for Kratz. Kratz has a man all over him. He plays it for Boys. Boys to Kratz. Kratz back to the point for Pereira. Pereira takes another shot. Connerly making the stop on that one. The Voodoos couldn't quite get it to stay in, as now they have to vacate the zone. Pereira walking back in. Pereira to the far side for Rousseau with a shot. That one hit a body and went wide. Now it's 6-on-4. And the Eagles get the puck and they'll just whip it down the ice and that'll go. And guess what? Peterson's there. Peterson gets the side of the net. As now Kratz trying to get it out of his zone. Rousseau with it. 10 minutes left. Now it's Roussel. Roussel plays it to the middle of the ice. Kupal got to it. Provorozniak's going to send it down the ice. Bagley intercepted that. Bagley leaves it for Roussel. Roussel couldn't hold the line. Now it's Jasoni chasing after it. Vroogdenhill back on the ice. Jasoni nearly lost it. He blows a tire. Now it's Roussel. Back for Jasoni. Jasoni. He's going to flip it down the ice, and he picks it back up. Now it comes out of play. The Voodoos had how many power plays, and they still couldn't score?
String after string of chances. And indecisiveness and missed shots, and 9:28 left on the board, and still a couple of seconds remaining in that final power play.
And the winning number is 10878004. The number again 1087.
Head in for the draw for the Voodoos. And the Voodoos win it. Now it's Landry down the ice. And he'll flip it forward for Burnett. Burnett chasing after it. He lost it. Now it's Landry. Landry. And guess what? 5-on-5. Voodoos, it's remarkable. Absolutely stunning. Owen Head now with Landry. You can't say they haven't had their chances. On the near side wall. Watson. Down the ice it goes. Now it's Gold. Gold will have a chance here. Gold walking in. Keeps it in. Sends it to the near side for Siri. Siri. He flipped that one well high and over the net. Now it's going to come out all the way to the neutral zone for Huxon. Huxon. He'll flip it back in. Now it's Vrugdenhill. He'll leave it for Gray. Rousseau. Down the ice as he takes a hit. Got it up for Landry. Landry will flip it in. Now it's Huxon. Landry getting his money's worth with Huxon. Now it's back down the ice into the Voodoos zone. And there's a delayed penalty coming to Powassan here.
They'll be called against Landry as he was engaged with twice by players away from the play, and the retaliatory slash gets the call.
And the Eagles, who seem to be able to score on every power play, get a power play.
Still yet to have a whistle past the 10-minute mark that's been at 5-on-4 due to an icing, so we will go on without the mid-period break.
Russo off the draw, wins it over to the far side, but the Voodoos are tied up. They try to get to the near side. Watson will keep it in. Now we have another penalty coming here. As Gold and Roussel are tangled up. And now I think Roussel's going to go. 5-on-3 for a minute 51. Can the Eagles score on their 5-on-3? We'll have to see.
This will be their first instance of 5-on-3 for the Eagles in this series. It looks like they're both going off, so it will remain 5-on-4.
Minute 51 on that power play still.
So Gold once again going to the box.
8:06 left in this third period. 5-1 Eagles lead. It was, again, 3-1 at the start of this third period. And the Voodoos have had all the power play opportunities in the world. Off the draw, Provorozniak. Back for Watson. Watson takes a hit from Bagley. Dumps it back in, though. Now it's Huxon on the far side. Takes a shot. That one's off the glass. Down the ice it goes. Watson picks up the neutral zone. Back for Huxon. Back for Watson now in his own zone. Watson up the ice for Provorozniak. Provorozniak walks in. Near side, Peterson got a shot away. That's off Bagley's skate, and he's hobbled. Huxon now for Peterson. Peterson in deep for Marceau. Minute 15, Huxon takes the shot. Vrugdenhill makes the stop. And we'll see a stoppage here with a minute 15 left on the man advantage.
Nothing doing so far for the Eagles on their power play. No real solid looks. This penalty kill unit of the Voodoos doing a good job so far. Still minute 15 on it as the Eagles will swap out their attackers. Bellin to take the face off.
Up against Owen Head. Near side. Chico talking to the referee about something. Head against Bell. Head wins it back. No one was there though. As Jasoni throws a hit, gets the loose puck, but can't get rid of it. Now it's played back by the Eagles and out of the zone. Siri. Siri at his own blue line. Head nearly picked it off. Now it is Head that has it. Head leaves it back for Gray. And now we're going to see Chico knocked down. Gray could have been called for that. Now Kupal's going to throw his weight around as well. And we have seen him do that a few times for the first two games. Now we're going to see a penalty again against the Voodoos. Another chance out front. It's played by Powassan, and we're going to get an actual 5-on-3 now for the Eagles.
for 37 seconds.
It was the initial hit by Kupal was fine, but the secondary slash to the hands is what's going to send him to the box, and we're getting close to a 50-50 split between the bench and the boxes on both sides of the ice. .6:52 still left in this game, and just creeping down.
Game 3 goes Tuesday in Sioux, Michigan. Game 4 the next day. Game 5, if necessary, will be back here in Powassan. On the draw, it's back to Watson. Watson walks in, takes a shot. Vroogdenhill got a piece of that. And the puck is loose. Kratz will just flip it down the ice. And that'll kill off some time here. 20 seconds left on the 5-on-3. Huxon with speed through the neutral zone. Huxon to Stawinski. Walking in to Marceau. Marceau. 5 seconds on the 5-on-3. Provorozniak with a shot. That one hit Marceau and went into the corner. Marceau plays it to the middle of the ice. Now it's 5-on-4. Huxon, far side. Good stick by Kratz. Knocks that one away. Stawinski falling on the puck with head. Dawson got it. Whacked it away. Minute 10 left still on this man advantage for the Eagles. Knerly plays it to Watson. Watson down the ice to Stawinski. Stawinski cutting to the outside. He's going to go behind the net. Gray tried to throw a hit. Now it's back to the blue line for Clark. Clark takes another shot. Vroogdenhill saw that, made the save. 47 seconds left on this man advantage. And Vroogdenhill has to say a few things as well as he gets up and skates away, as he took exception to Povorozniak's extra little whack.
The name of the game seems to be damage mitigation on all sides of the ice, whether it's additional scoring by the Eagles on the Voodoos or of the physical variety, as Marceau's going to head to the locker room.
Have to see if he comes back. 47 seconds left on the man advantage. Peterson, who's on hat-trick watch, up against Head. And the linesman took his sweet time coming in to call that one dead and let it actually be dropped. He started moving well before the puck was even dropped. Now it's one back by Head. The Voodoos will get to it. Playing it back, it's Siri. He flips it right back in. Peterson. That's 10-minute misconduct. So there we go. Siri lost it, and it's Landry on the attack the other way. Landry has it knocked away. Rebound chance comes out. No one was there to put it home. Now the Eagles the other way. Walsh on the near side had it knocked away from him. Vroogdenhill will just play it into the corner. Peterson chips it back to the blue line. It's Bell. Bell will get a shot away. It's kicked away by Landry and out of the zone. 10 seconds left. Jasoni and Walsh exchanging a few whacks. Now Peterson trying to get away from Landry. He does. Peterson walking in. Takes a shot. That one's over the net, and we're back to 5-on-5. Landry flipping it down the ice, gets it to Brown. Brown near side for Lefebvre. Lefebvre tried to find it back to Brown, and it's knocked away from him. Now it's Lefebvre back to the blue line for Bagley. Bagley with a shot. That one hits a body, goes wide. Now it's Clark on the near side, trying to get it out. It's kept in by the Voodoos momentarily, as Clark will get it to the blue line and out. And now we're going to see another penalty, as Lefebvre's going to go. And now some more rough stuff between Burnett and Walsh after the whistle.
Just the slash over the top of the stick on the clearing attempt, and still continuing. Down 4:21 remaining, still yet to have the break, so we'll quickly go over the league now in case we don't get it. 6-1 for the Timmins Rock with 5 minutes left in their game, and 6-0 for the Espanola, for the Hearst Lumberjacks over the Espanola Paper Kings with 6 minutes left in that game, so nothing particularly close in the NOJHL tonight.
Hearst likely to take a 2-0 series lead in that one. The Rock, I believe, will tie it up at 1 apiece.
They will take it as they won in overtime yesterday.
Okay. So the Voodoos are the only top seed trailing in their series. That's cool. 4:21 left here with another power play for the Eagles. Puck bouncing to the blue line. Boberg with Kratz battling, trying to get it all the way down the ice. He does, but now it'll bounce back. Roussel will get to it, and he'll dump it in.
I stand corrected, the Thunderbirds did win.
Okay, that's what I thought I'd seen that, so it's going to be tied at 1. So either way, the Voodoos will still be the only top-seeded team trailing in their series. And now given away in front of the net, Boberg nearly got to it. And now a penalty coming to the Voodoos again. Rugenhill makes the save. Stoppage here, minute 18 on the 5-on-3 now coming. Knerly's definitely burning a trail to his bench on this period.
Certainly found his way back and forth. Just making sure to get those extra skating reps in when you can, keep the legs limber, and he's shown good use of them over the past 2 games. Lots of excellent stretch plays, staying active and only letting the one between the pipes tonight.
It's going to be Roussel going to the box for a minute 18 now. 5-on-3 here. If you can say one thing about Powassan, they've killed off the penalties this period. Voodoos lead 37-33 in shots. Off the draw, Brown gets to it, and he'll send it down to the neutral zone. It's picked up by Watson. Watson. Now on the far side, Stawinski gets to it. Bagley hits him. It's Bell on the far side. Bell to Stawinski. Stawinski with a shot. Rugenhill got a blocker on that. And now the puck comes loose to Head. Head knocked away from the puck, though, so he couldn't quite get to it as he chipped it out. Now it's to Povorozniak. Povorozniak going for a skate through the neutral zone, walks in. Gets around his man, gets it out front, they score. Colson Bell. His first of the series. 6-1. The Eagles have put up 13 goals in these 2 games.
Just absolutely massive numbers from the number 7 seed, and they've certainly come to play in this series. Povorozniak, again with the powerful drive just deep into the Voodoo zone, drawing all the attention.
Well, they still have to kill off a minute 24 on the penalty kill. And as if to prove me wrong, they had to go and let a goal up on the penalty kill after I said they have been killing the penalties. Boys, it's one back. Gray has to chase after it. Peterson's on him. Gray tried to rim it around. Now it's back to the blue line. Siri kept it in. Now it's fed to the front of the net, and down the ice it goes. Knerly plays it. The Eagles are going to be 3-1 on Voodoo's ice this year. 3-1. The Voodoos are 2-0 at Polar Stadium. And now the puck down the ice. Burnett's on a break. Burnett walking in. Burnett makes a move. Knerly makes a save. Stop me if you've heard that one before. And the puck goes out of play.
Still 48 seconds trickling down, and both lines shifting off, so almost feeling like a formality at this point as the time ticks away.
Yeah, the Eagles are about to go up 2-0 in the series. And that'll extend the Voodoos' losing streak in the playoffs to 10 games. You can't win much in the playoffs if you're going to lose 10 in a row. Huxon for Schneider. Schneider to the far side. Would have had a wide open net, but now Barclay gets to it. Barclay flipping it down the ice. 25 seconds left on the man advantage. Landry in the corner. It's knocked off the puck. Now Povorozniak gets to it. Povorozniak skating around his own zone. Barclay still there. And Povorozniak still has the puck. Cutting to the middle of the ice. Povorozniak takes the shot. That one goes wide. We're back to 5-on-5. Now Brown flips it over for Kratz. Kratz up for Landry. Landry back for Kratz. Kratz going for a skate. Back for Burnett. Burnett, sharp angle chance, puck out front. And they don't score with the puck lying there behind Knerly. It comes out, and the goaltender somehow made the save, and then the puck didn't go in. Minute 19 left. I don't understand. Every single time the puck is loose in the blue paint, the Voodoos can't put it at home.
That was as clearly behind Knerly as we've seen all night, aside from the initial and only Voodoos goal. Somehow still doesn't quite beat him. So a minute 19 remaining, and I'm frankly shocked by that one.
Head wins it back. He gets it. He takes a shot from distance. That hit a body, never made it through. Zaharias knocks it to the blue line. It's back out for Head, though, or Kupal. Kupal in for Head. Head hits the crossbar. And that's the closest the Voodoos have come to scoring since they actually scored.
We've seen a lot of prime scoring chances from the Voodoos over these past 2 games, and a lot of the shots are just rising too much.
Head in for the draw again. He wins it back to Gray. Gray gets a shot away. That hits a stick and goes wide. Jasoni back for Burnett. Now it's onto the near side. Flipped down the ice by the Eagles. Kupal was jumping at it. Now it's for Gray. Final minute here, perhaps mercifully. Jasoni will dump it in. So far, the Eagles have outscored the Voodoos 13-5 in this series. Clark gives it away to Kupal now as Kupal gets around Zaharias, takes a shot. That one went wide. Under 30 seconds left. Gray in his own zone. Plays it up for Head. Head, he'll flip it down the ice. Clark whacks at it, sends it right back. Now it's Head, flipping it right back in. Shots on goal, 40-35 in favor of the Voodoos. Game 3 will go in Michigan Tuesday. Game 4 the next night. 2-0 series lead for the Soo Eagles. As the final buzzer goes at 6-1. Harrison, your final thoughts?
I mean, we'll leave it at that. You have to score on the power play. You have to score on the power play for the Voodoos, and that's just sort of the example of what's happened. They can't get anything past Knerly. They're not able to capitalize on their chances, and the Eagles have. Finding the gaps in the offense and just making the plays happen. You can't say the Voodoos haven't had chances because they've had every opportunity to, and they cannot find a way to score. Time and time again, shot after shot, they cannot find a way to score. And that'll wrap up the initial 2 games here in Powassan, and as Courtney said, Game 3 goes Tuesday in Sioux, Michigan, and the underdog story of the Eagles continues, starting off their season 0-9 and starting off this playoff series with a 2-0 lead. So with that being said, thank you very much for joining us. If you came out to the Sportsplex, and all you faithful Eagles fans at home, congratulations, you have a heck of a team and you'll get to see them in your barn soon. So I'm Harrison, he's Courtney on play-by-play, and our wonderful cameraman Mike Brown. If you're here in the arena, drive home safe. And if you are at home, you have a good night.